Yeah, bloody hell, I can actually see a working space. Yes, I've still got to tidy it up. Anyway, let's go here, shall we? I don't know. Let's prop you up with the Allen's key. Superb camera work. Today's very exciting. Today's Sunday. Potentially very exciting because Uncle Steve is potentially delivering Phyllis back. Let's start again, shall we? Yes. Today is Sunday. It's approximately 12:15. Potentially exciting because Steve should be bringing Phyllis back today, but we've only got till about 2 o'clock because I'm out. And there's a dog outside the door. Can you see the doggy? He hasn't had his breakfast yet. Steve's bacon sandwich is already made. It's in the oven. So, oh yes, I've had a little bit of a tidy up. Anyway, excellent camera work. Yesterday, I sanded and polished Slinky's headlights because I'd lacquered them a few years before, and the lacquer had gone all yellow and dull, and it was affecting the output of the lights. So I got some nice 2000 grit paper of the sand and gave it a wet sand, and then gave it some polishing compound. Where is it, James? Oh, it's hanging up behind me. How convenient, it's almost like I knew it was there. Put some of that on it, on the old polishing wheel, on the drill, gave it a right good going over, wiped it over, and of course it still stays cloudy until you clear coat it again. So I've clear coated it and they're now lovely, they're really nice now, and hence the blue, I went over a little bit of peeled lacquer on the bonnet and just gave it a quick spray over, nothing major, and it's improved. So that's what I did yesterday, and then I had a bit of a lazy day really. Been on the computer, you know, I'm into Farm Sim 22 for some reason. I'm either on Flight Sim, Farm Sim, or some shite like that, but I find it quite therapeutic, calms me down. Anyway, so yeah, that's the plan for today. Is hopefully Phyllis is coming back, so if she does, I will continue this video. Yes, today's beverage of the day, Shandy-Aid. Shandy-Aid, I like this one, bars made by the people that brew I brew, because it's not too gassy. And you know, Iron Brew had to change its name. When it first came out it was called Iron Brew, and then some officious twat somewhere decided you can't call it Iron Brew because there's no evidence of iron being in it. He was probably American. Wankers. Well, it's now several hours later from that first bit, and Phyllis is back. Uncle Steve dropped her off earlier, but as usual, it's never a simple A to B with Uncle Steve. Something always happens. It's almost guaranteed. And sure enough, he dropped her off, had a bacon sarnie, a couple of cups of tea, had a little bit of a catch up and a chin wag, and then he went to leave and he'd locked himself out the van. Anyway, we broke into the van, he got the keys out of the van, and then it wouldn't start. The starter motor would not engage the flywheel, whatever. So we rocked it into gear, or more rather, dickhead here rocked it into gear, Sure enough, it started and away it went, and then we've just been out to dinner, Sunday dinner at my sister's. Lovely. So I haven't even had a chance to look at Phyllis, so let's go outside and I'll show you what she's doing, or rather not. Is minus a few bits. We took the fuel tank off the top box and I took the mirrors off because we were going to try and get it in the back of Mumsy's Micra. That plan failed, hence Steve turned up at very short notice with Chris's van, and he's just brought it back with Chris's van. She's been living under a lean-to all these weeks, perfectly safe, but this is basically battery's a bit low I think, but you may be able to hear that there's sod all compression. There's literally next to fuck all compression. Now I'm very, very tempted, while we've got the last hour of light, to get the timing cover off and just see if the timing chain's still about, because it wasn't a very loud breakdown. It wasn't mechanically loud or anything like that. So I don't know, it's only a couple of 8mm bolts. I'm very, very, very tempted, but now she's back I can weld the side stand and shit like that. I'm hoping it's nothing too major, but being a small engine, you know, it's not going to be that complex, I'm pretty sure. Yes. Yes. I just remembered one thing. I can't get to the timing cover at the side with the bodywork on, so the bodywork's got to come off, which is probably best practice anyway, and it gives me an excuse to go through it. A bit annoying as I've just changed the oil and everything, but you know, breakdowns can't be helped usually. So now I'm going to see if there's room in the shed and put her away, and then I'm on afternoons next week, but next weekend I'm off to Scotland. So I'm hoping probably to get an hour or two in the morning or something, and we'll start stripping it down. Worst case scenario, I'll put her up on the bench and we'll drop the engine. And we'll completely drop the engine if we have to. So yeah, we'll see. To be updated whenever this is uploaded. Yes, that's what I meant. Yes. But great to have her back. Great peace of mind. And yes, thanks to Uncle Steve and Chris for the use of the van. Thank you very much, chaps. Much appreciated.
Day 2. 12 seconds later.
Yes. Oh. Oh. Ah. I hope you can hear me over the fan, but as you can just see from the arty sequence, Phyllis is now back in the shed, and I want to start tearing into her, see what the problem is. I'm guessing because there's very little compression, it's either broken its piston rings or a ring. There may be a hole in the piston. It may be the timing chain not connected to the valves, although that would give me compression. Or we've done another valve. I won't know till we get tore in. It's about 9 o'clock Monday morning. It's not warm. This is the first time off for months I've had to put the heater on in the shed, because obviously we've had a really good summer, to be fair. If only we knew it was going to last that long, maybe we could have planned a little bit better. It's time to get the bodywork off. Thinking of replacing this switch with either a nice chunky waterproof toggle. This is waterproof, but it's not the best. Or I'll end up just hardwiring the LED light straight into the side light circuit, which is what powers it now. It takes its feed from the side light. The feed is obviously broken by the switch. So I'm thinking of just hardwiring it in, and then I won't have to faff around with the switch, and I'll just put a little blanking grommet there. Grommet cheese! So there we go. There's one side off. So for now I've just got the one side off, because what I want to do is take this cover off. This is the timing cover. You've got a timing chain that goes in there, goes around the crankulation device, up through the cylinder head. This is the valve body. You can see the fuel injectimonium there. That's your tappet covers. It's these 4 bolts, and then you undo the timing guards and stuff, and the head comes off. It's a lot easier for access wise to take the mud guards off and stuff, but you can just turn the sterilation system and it'll be alright. Is that a little oil drop? Yeah, quite common to leak out of tappet covers and stuff, and it just shows that there's oil in it, really. So I'm going to get these 2 8mm off. Okay, so that's given us our first clue. The timing chain has not snapped. So now I'm thinking it is going to be a broken valve or something wrong with the piston. But that's good news that the timing chain's okay. So now what we've got to do, I'm going to take the bodywork off to the side, because we've now got to take the cylinder head off. There's no point diagnosing it any other way. We know that the timing chain is good. If it had broken, this probably wouldn't exist. It'd probably be in here somewhere. So our problem does lie at the top. I might just take the valve covers off first, just start stripping this head down a little bit. So I'll crack on with that, and then when I've got the other side of the bodywork off and what have you, I'll bring you back. Yes. Okay, the other side of the bodywork is now off. What I'm going to do now is remove the chain tensioner. It gives a bit of slack in the timing chain. Remove these two Alane bolts here. They hold the compression lever on and keep the cam in, basically, because it looks like we are going to have to go that way. That does look a touch loose on the bottom. Could be a little bit loose, that. Maybe the timing chain is stretched. You know, it would be good practice to replace that anyway. Tappet covers are off. I've undone one of the electrical connectors for the fuel oleum injection. I will remove the fuel injection, and that can just hang off to the side. It won't leak. And then we'll see about cracking these. Obviously we've got to undo the exhaust. So we will crackage onage with that. Wow, they're tight. Yeah, they're super tight. It shouldn't be. Oh, yeah, that goes one. That goes the other. Bit worried about those two. Yeah, they are tight. Those are loose now. Good. I did torque them up properly to all the proper specs last time, and that's probably why they're fucking tight now. Anyway, let's bring you around here. So around this side, I'm going to leave the plug in for a minute. I've got, this is the cylinder head temperature sensor, which obviously works in unison with the fuel oleum injection. Yes, this is your throttle body. This is the same as your carburetor, basically, but it's an electronic throttle body. I mean, I can just undo it from this inlet, and then we've got 2 8mm. Now normally the first time you work these will be sort of anti-tamper bolts. Just chisel them off and replace with normal bolts. So a bolt 8mm there, 8mm the other side, and all this can just come away. You've got your fuel feed pipe, there is a return pipe as well and what have you, which is just something to be wary of. It's not like just you've got to crimp a pipe off on a carburetor or anything like that. You just got to be wary. This should not leak when I undo this, because that is the pump as well, and it's very, very fucking expensive. So we'll get the 8mm spanner and we'll crack these and we'll take that off next. Let's just turn that heater off a second. It's warming up nicely in here. Baby. Right, so I've took the 2 8mm bolts off the cylindry head. These are now nice and loose. I mean, they should be tight, to be fair. I've took the 2 bolts out and the little bracket for the this is the decompression lever, and it's a right pain in the arse to fit back in. There's a tiny little spring here, and one end of the spring goes into the sprocket and is retained there with this little plastic bush, and the other half goes round this counterweight. No idea how it works, not interested, it just works. So now this is on a little rod which goes into the camshaft, so I'm just going to pull it all out, and there is an orientation. You see the hole where the little spring goes. Look, I bet you can't see it because there's no fucking light in here, but there we go. That all sits together. It's very important to put that back properly, so we'll put it in the pile of shite. And yeah, I've just got to undo the chain tensioner. The chain guide bolt is out, the guides are still in. There's one bottom, one top, and usually what I do is once I've removed this, you can actually fiddle the guides out. I can't ever remember seeing a bottom one, but I'm sure there is one. It actually sits in the cylinder head, I think, but I've just got to crack that off, get that off, and then we can get these off and slidulate the valve body away, and then we'll be able to see the top of the piston, so then we'll know if the problem is pistons or valves. I've removed the fuel air injection. Just be very, very careful because there's gaskets, multiple O-rings, etc. So just make sure when you put it back together, you put all that shite back together, otherwise you'll have an air leak. It won't be good. So right, I'll crack on with that. I'll bring you back when I'm stripping this. My ankle, I've got my finger fucking stuck. This is the cam chain tensioner. Oh, it's right, the sun's through there, it's a pain in the arse. Very, very little wear on the top of it there. It's spring loaded, obviously. Well, not obviously, you might not know. But what you can do, there's a little screw down there and you can back it off. You basically push it in, turn that screw, and it will lock it in the collapsed position for when you're reassembling. And then what you do when it's all installed, this bit here has a certain orientation. It either points forwards or backwards, I can't remember. And then when everything's in place, the chains on, the guides are in, etc., you turn that screw and it will pop this out. There is fantastic tension on that, so this is still good, and the end has, like I say, absolute minimal wear, which is nice. Right, we're ready, I think, to whip the top off. As soon as I'm just going to unhook this from its mounting. There's a little come on Jim, dowel, etc., a couple of dowels that you have to be careful of, which is why I've rested the drain plug back in the pan, because they might look a little frig off in there. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Like I say, these are the O-rings for the intake system and stuff. There's one either side of this, and there's one the other side of the throttle body as well. So yes, just be careful, because if you frig those off, you're going to have running trouble. So yeah, we're about ready. Jim, stop waffling, not red. Oh. I instantly see the problem. Now, when she went before, she bent an exhaust valve because some fat gibbon went down the gearbox instead of up the gearbox, over-revved the engine, it overstressed the valve train and it bent it. I think we're going to need some parts. Yeah, the carnage is exquisite. I mean, if you're going to blow something up, blow something up. But yes, it appears we've had a failure. I'm going to turn you off now, turn you on again after I've took the valve off. You exciting times. Oh boy, are we ever going to need some parts. Right, I've just took the timing side of it, all the timing chain and all that lot is actually pretty good. I've just took the top guide out, the gaskets all look in good order, they're reusable. Gaskets in really good order. What isn't though is we appear to have broken something. A deeper investigation on the bench. It's very, very kind of the engine though. To retain the pieces for me. I think mechanically though, it wasn't a loud catastrophic breakdown. Do you know what I mean? We're going to need a head, and it might just be the end of this engine because parts for these don't come up very often. They can be difficult to obtain. I'm just looking at the size of the barrels and stuff now. It looks okay for now. Obviously we're going to take the barrel off. The piston's mullered, so minimum we're looking at head, valves, possibly the valve train because we don't know what shock's gone through it, and yeah, it could be a barrel and all that lot. You cannot get, well, I say you can't get barrels from, you can get them from Asia and stuff like that, but then you need a shipping agent and stuff to get it. So potentially could be the end of this engine. The flip side of that is we could probably fit a pit bike engine in it. I don't know. The investigation needs to continue, but that is the end of Phyllis as we know her. It's even mullered the spark plug. Bloody brand new iridium spark plug. 11 odd quid. It's mullered it. But we need to know why. The exhaust valve went last time, and it's the exhaust valve that's gone this time. I put in a Suzuki Shogun exhaust, but as you can see, I mean, the seat and stuff is mullered. We'll have another look at it on the bench with better light, but yes. For now, folks, I think that's going to be it. We've got our answer. It wasn't something simple, although it is. Even if we'd caught that, I mean, there's no way of catching it, to be fair. It still would have jumped the inside of the engine. I personally, on a small bike, have not seen worse. So yeah, good job, Phyllis. Good job. So yeah, here concluded this video. Well, folks, I think by the looks of that, Phyllis has just become a long-term winter project to be fixed when funds allow. In the meantime, I have got other stuff to fix. I've got to do some fireblade forks for our Ian, now known as Moderately Good Ian, and I've got to have a look at a mini quad from next door. That'll be something different, but for now I've just put Phyllis tucked in the corner away in the shed. Don't want to keep her outside and let stuff get in the engine, and I could put a carrier bag and stuff over the engine, but you know, moisture and shit like that is going to get in it, may cause problems. It may just be I need a whole new top end, because I haven't looked at it yet. That'll probably be a part 2 video. But top of the piston's mullered, absolutely mullered. But that piece of the valve head, it's come off of this. Can you see that? If I put that out, can you see? Can you see it? I wonder. The exhaust valve has failed again. This head is mullered. Nothing can be done with this other than make a paperweight out of it. I can take the cam out of it, and I can take the valve springs and stuff out of it. They'll be good. I can take the exhaust studs out of it. They'll be okay. So some of it's salvageable, but the basic head is fooked. And I'm mainly annoyed because it's fooked my new spark plug. So yeah, just maybe it was just a cause of over revving. I don't know. I don't know whether there is an electronic limiter on Phyllis. I don't know. I presume so. But because the exhaust, yeah, we'll rename it. Because the exhaust valve broke last time, I had suspicions that the valve guide was actually damaged as well. Now if that's the case, the valve can move slightly in the guide, and if it does that, it means it's moving as it seats and opens, and that puts stress on it. So maybe it failed because of that. Maybe just over the time that it's ran, because it's been a good runner, just that tiny bit of movement from the broken valve guide has just caused stress, and it's gone. But my God, did it go spectacularly. I've never had a bike do that. And I'm not sad, and I'm not angry, and I'm not unhappy. I'm really happy to have got her own. Cheers, Uncle Steve and Chris. But also, I was itching to get dug into it because I need an answer. I need to know why it's failed, whether it's something simple or whether it's catastrophic failure. But going on to the piston, obviously it's the valve head has smashed a fecking great hole in the piston, and it may have just damaged the wrist pin, it may have damaged the con rod. I don't know till I get all that apart. So in the next video we will take the cylinder head off, remove the piston, inspect the rod and all that lot. Inspecting my rod in the shed. We'll do the first one. So that's the next stage. So we're going to wrap this one up. I'm really happy with what I've found, really, because I know at best whole new top end. So probably in the new year I'll start scouring eBay, because there are quite a few bits in France. You don't really see bits here. It may even be, we'll price it up, but it might just be cheaper to either find another bike and like use a donor engine. I don't think we'll find an engine, or we can see if a pit bike engine fits, and then we can probably put in a 180 or a 140. Or Jim, shut the fuck up. Yes, that's a long way down the road, but yeah, investigation complete. I think the valve failed because there was movement in it because of a broken valve guide. So that's my conclusion for now. I must not lose these dowels. This is the cam wheel, but yeah, I mean, I can strip the valves out of it. So there's a little bit of reclamation there that we can do. So yeah, not a total failure. Well, it was a total failure, but I'm happy with what I've found. It's a definitive answer. The worst thing is when you strip something down and there's nothing obvious. You know, this could have been as easy as broken piston rings, or you know, something like that. So in the end it was quite catastrophic. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, so that's it for this one. Even though I said it before in the other bit, this is it for this one. Part 2, we'll delve a little bit deeper into it. Don't know when that's going to be. it will probably be in a couple of weeks because I'm away next week, so I won't be able to film anything. Well, I will. I'll be filming Skagland. So yeah, you'll do. See you in the next one. Bye bye.